I've got you another tutorial, but I didn't really plan this because a couple of days ago, me, Bobby, Teacup, and Vermeer did a 1-hour train build battle.
Okay. Hey Google, set an alarm for 1 hour from 5 minutes from now.
Alright, your alarm's set for tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Wait, what? Hey Google, cancel that alarm. What's wrong with you?
Cancel your alarm for tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. We can just go now, I don't care.
And done. And at that moment I realized I never actually built a tank engine before, so I might as well give it a try. It turned out alright, and I thought you might like it. Hi, I'm Max, and today I'm gonna show you how to build a tank locomotive. Oh, and did I mention that our build battle is on our public server? Yes, we have a public Minecraft Create mod server now. With our updated mod pack, you can now play with your friends and other people as well. Go check them out in our Discord server or Create-O-Holics.com. Now let's build. Whew, it's been a while since we do this, and now we also have an extended bogies. Starting off with the leading wheels, we'll go with a small 020. One slab in the front and back, and we'll extend it 6 more blocks backward from the bogie. And before we build anything further, we wanted to glue 3 most forward blocks with the bogie first. That will become important later once we glue the whole train. Now let's continue with the pilot. We'll need a buffer and a coupler in the front, using a copycat headstock. We'll make a footplate taller using a copycat stairs. Give it a blank coal texture, a black locomotive boiler on the top, and don't forget to wrench it. And I'll place down the headlamp in the middle. And before we place more boilers, we're gonna need a support for it first. Some local metal and a girder. 5 blocks back here would be a forward tank. And I'm going to hide a steam whistle right in here. Now we can place the rest of the boilers. And let's give it a bit of a contrast with the copper wrapped. A coal burner smokestack in the front, and right click it with a die to make a smoke white. Now in the middle of a tank, we're going to place down our drive wheels. Go to triplet axles, and look for a long extended 060 driver. Right click with an empty hand to rotate the bogie. And right click on the rail to make it an extra large. You will notice now that the wheels are missing, but don't worry, it'll reappear once we assemble the train. Now let's do a detail on the side. Here we're doing a piston housing, a steam pipe with a girder, and a kitchen hood pipe. Showing some machinery details with a shaft and brackets. And close the footplate gap with a copycat slab. And to make the footplate even more pronounced, we will use a copycat half panel as a trim. And add a slash locomotive texture to it. Adding a name plaque onto the tank. And next up, we can do a train valve gear using a copycat slices. One vertical slice behind here, another one on the outside block, slice inside and make it a bit thicker, and give it a light grey metal texture. Now let's do a detail on the boiler. Place down a copycat layer on the side, it'll be a size 5, or right-click it 5 times essentially. Full block there for a steam dome. Copycat layer on the top as well. Three full block in the back. And a copycat layer will make this one a size 6. A slice in the corner, just enough to have it protrude out of the boiler. While the last 3 will be a copycat half layer instead, size 6. Oh, and a safety valve with a copycat button. And that should be all on one side. We can copy it onto the other. Next would be a cab. Shaft and bracket for some detailing below the floor. While the floor itself would be a copycat panels. Industrial iron in the back, with a copycat stairs and ladder to the side. This will be a way to climb up onto the cab. And now the wall. Let me place down a temporary block here first. We use quite a bit of copycat variant from this point. A middle board would be a window, and we use a stained glass from the shipped mod. This half panel part would be a roof. And as you can see, there's a gap there, which will be closed off by a copycat board on the inside. Alright, now we do the same on the other side. The roof will mostly be a copycat slab and a half layer. An industrial iron grate there for a vent. Let's use a bit of a local metal here as a vent cover. Deep slate tiles texture. More copycat board below the ceiling. Now, before we do the interior details, let's make ourselves a rear tank first. A small trailing bogie in the back. Slash the local metal as a tank. A bit of a detail on the top, we use the copycat bites. A coupler and buffers, the same as on the engine pilot. And an andesite step for the crew. Now we want to extend the roof backward just a bit. And the same texture using a deep slate tiles. making it look a bit nicer on the inside. Oh, and the floor as well. Now let's finish the cab interior. And as always, love to use a cuckoo clock as a gauges. I will have 2 train controls on each side. Cover up the floor with a copycat board and a half layer. Seats for firemen and engineers. Let's actually have a lamp on the top as a light source. We can also place a copycat slice as an armrest. And that would be all for the build. And finally, let's glue the whole engine. Now, it is well known for Create-Mod trains that you can't have more than 3 bogies in a single glue, otherwise the train will not be able to assemble. And now with extended bogies, this would be a problem. But there is a workaround that is called articulation. For this engine, I choose to only have a forward bogie be separate from the 2 in the back. You can do this by gluing only the block right in the front and back of that said bogie, while everything else, including blocks that are on the top or surrounding the forward bogie, will be glued and connected to the back 2 bogies. By doing that, the Create-Mod will consider the forward bogie as a separate carriage, and the train will be able to assemble. So given that we have a glue here for the forward bogie, we can then put the glue on everything else. So all the blocks from the back, all the way to this slice. In the front part, anything on the top of the forward bogie, we can just connect the glue to the back. Actually, just to be safe, just have the glue intersect. Now what we're left with is everything around the forward bogie, which we will connect it to the top part. And be careful with the glue. That should be all set. Ah yes, I was expecting this. Sometimes the wheel will face the wrong direction once you assemble the train, so we will have to rotate it. So it will be in the wrong direction before you assemble it. But once you do assemble the train, it corrected itself. And there we go.